In the top stories, changes made to the St. Kitts and Nevis CBI program to remove loopholes. Police plan to seize modified bicycles being used on public roads, and St. Kitts moves to establish a recycling and packaging plant. The details on these stories and more after the break.
In cricket, there are a few essentials: a bat, a pitch, a ball, some fielders, and plenty of refreshments. Enjoy the cricket with Angostura Chill. Angostura Chill, the official refreshment partner of the Hero CPL T20.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I'm Calda Berridge. Attorney General Honorable Garth Wilkins said his office has examined and made effective changes to the Citizenship by Investment CBI programs legislation to remove loopholes exploited by property developers. He made the comment during the Prime Minister's press conference on Wednesday.
What developers are required to do now is that they have to place money received from the sale of real estate units into an escrow account, and the administration of the Citizenship by Investment program will now monitor the progress of the projects such that a developer does not sell 20 units, for example, and not build anything. What will happen is that money will go into escrow, and when the developer has proved that they have, for example, finished the foundation, then a certain amount of money will be released.
He said there is also a new element of regulations set up to monitor the distribution of units processed.
So, for example, if you are a developer and you believe that you can sell 1,000 real estate units or 1,000 buildings in your real estate project, you will not be given access to sell those 1,000 units at the beginning of your project, like was done in the past. What you will do, you will be given a certain amount of units, for example, 50. You'll be able to put those on the market. And until you complete a certain phase of your construction, you will not get the next 50. So there will be a staggered approach to the actual issuance of the units that you can sell on the market.
Mr. Wilkins said all of this was done to prevent what has occurred in the past, where real estate developers were selling off plans and building one part of the project and not completing it in its entirety, resulting in what he calls white elephants. The police force has informed that modified bicycles being used on public roads will be seized. A statement issued by the police on Wednesday says it has been observed by the security forces that there has been a sudden increase in the number of bicycles that have been modified, fitted with engines, and are being used on public roads. The statement said, quote, "These motorized bicycles pose significant risks to their users and the general public as they are not inspected nor approved for use on the road," end quote. The Vehicles and Road Traffic Act requires all motor vehicles to be insured, inspected, and licensed for use on public roads. The statement says users for these vehicles that are, quote, "not in compliance with the requirements of the law are therefore advised that the police will be seizing them should they be found in use on any public road. Additionally, any person found using such illegal bicycles will be arrested and charged," end quote. St. Kitts is set to establish a recycling and packaging plant as plastic waste recycling continues to be high on the agenda for the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. This according to Minister of Environment and Climate Action Honorable Dr. Joyelle Clark at the Prime Minister's monthly press conference on Wednesday. She said the government is working with the Republic of China Taiwan on this project.
Recently, the Ambassador Lynn and myself, we spoke about the technical challenges that we're having at the solid waste landfill in St. Kitts in terms of implementing our own recycling plant, and it's a matter of energy. The Minister of Energy can speak to it that every industry requires some amount of energy generation, and we had that problem. However, we have been managing the challenge, and we have a less than 3-month timeline in terms of solving the energy generation problem at the plant so that we can implement our own plastic recycling plant and packaging plant at the solid waste landfill.
Dr. Clark highlighted the recycling initiative Let's Recycle SKN, a non-profit organization headed by the Taiwan International Cooperation and Development Fund, ICDF. She noted that the cabinet recently discussed the non-profit organization's collaboration with government ministries and departments.
We spoke in cabinet on Monday about the fact that every ministry will be joining the ICDF in terms of recycling our plastic bottles. We're going to have a focal point from the Ministry of Environment, who would be contacting all of the relevant PSs in every ministry, and we're joining the Office of the Prime Minister, an initiative led by Prime Minister's Office and the Cabinet Secretariat in terms of collecting your plastic bottles.
As a strong advocate for conserving and protecting the environment, Dr. Clark said it is extremely important to get the plant up and running because, quote, we can't be an island that promotes a sustainable island state agenda and then have plastic bottles everywhere, end quote. The staff at the Department of Social Development is working to verify and process more than 12,000 applications that have been submitted to the Poverty Alleviation Program, PAP. Persons had to reapply for the program in November 2022 following the discovery of irregularities that saw ineligible persons receiving the monthly $500 stipend. Minister of Social Development, Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, gave an update on the regularization process on Wednesday during the Prime Minister's press conference.
We had close to 12,000 applications for the PAP initiative. The Ministry of Social Development, the entire team, is doing the verification process right now, checking with all of the agencies, including Social Security, making sure that the Social Security numbers are correct, the information that persons shared are accurate.
He said the goal is to have the work done by the end of the month so that payments are made to eligible beneficiaries confirmed through the verification process. Minister Hanley added that when payments resume, vulnerable groups will be given priority based on their social and economic needs.
We are focusing on some categories in terms of priority areas. For example, those persons who are not working, those who are unemployed, that's a category of priority. Our seniors and persons with disabilities, and then we'll deal with those who are employed but working for under the 3,000 target that we would have, threshold that we would have mentioned.
Minister of Social Development, Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley. After the break, police officials discussed the importance of tactical units in the police force, and phase 2 of Malcolm Gishard Park begins. Stay with us.
Here are your Hartsford Value Mart IGA Value Club specials from January 12th
to the 25th.
Here are your Blue Tag specials. Planters Dry Roasted Peanuts, $13.49. Essential Everyday Barbecue Sauces, $6.99. Culinary Circle Pizza, $29.99. Essential Everyday Broth, $7.99. Post Honey Bunches of Oats, $12.99. Palm Olive Dish Liquid, $12.99. And now our very low weekly
value deals. The Hunt Spaghetti Sauce, $6.49. Nestle Flavored Water, $3.99. IGA Peanut Butter Creamy and Chunky, $9.99. Kraft Mayonnaise, $18.99. The Colgate Toothpaste, $9.99. IGA and Essential Everyday Salad Dressing, $9.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them it's for
Esté listo y haga sus compras aquí a Valumat.
Want to get away? Now you can.
Stop standing in long ATM lines to withdraw cash. Use your national debit or black cards to complete a wide variety of transactions at supermarkets, variety stores, gas stations, pharmacies, and more. Shop online at the most popular websites and stores for quality brands using your national debit or black cards. And take back your time to enjoy all the things that you love to do. Remember, instead of waiting in long ATM lines to withdraw cash, use your national bank cards today.
National Bank, always here.
Welcome back. The police force has 3 tactical units under its purview, which are tasked with carrying out duties that require special training. This was outlined by Tactical Commander Superintendent Travis Rogers during his appearance on the ZIZ radio program Policing with You on Thursday. Superintendent Rogers was speaking on the duties and responsibilities of the tactical units within the police force. He said some of the trainings of the tactical units consist of special weapons training, which are useful when carrying out certain operations that are not carried out by other police officers.
These tactical units are units that are tasked to do duties where the regular police is not able to. They have special weapon training and tactics where it is out of the ordinary. Then you have the tactical units, and this includes the drug squad, and it indicates drug squad that they are specified in drug investigations. We are specially trained. Yes, we have some of our guys who are not fully trained as yet, but the challenges, and I will outline them, but we operate in a different uniform. We wear the tactical BDUs, the blues and the black, that differentiate us from the other police in appearance.
The tactical units consist of the Special Services Unit, SSU, and the Anti-Narcotics Unit, the Anti-Gang Task Force, and the Task Force in Nevis. Superintendent Rogers spoke of some of the tasks undertaken by the SSU and the Anti-Narcotics Unit.
Okay, let us start off with the SSU. Our role are generally to help in border control, tactical aspect, special. You know, in some forces you have a SWAT team, special weapons and tactics. We do those kind of things. Riots, internal security, that is an aggression against the country as well. We're trained to deal with that. We're trained to deal with crowd control. And special security to prime ministers, the government buildings, government facilities, and the likes. That differentiates us from the regular police. Now, the drug squad within that unit are tasked to do drug investigation. They're headed by a sergeant, overall commander, and they have a number of men that carry out drug investigation, drug interdiction, whether it by maritime, airport, and land. And they also do drug eradication.
Along with their main role in the police force, the SSU and the Anti-Narcotics Unit also carry out mobile patrols, foot patrols, and drug investigations. Superintendent Rogers gave statistics for those operations that were carried out last year.
2022, we have executed 160 search warrants, and these are where we go to houses with information or intelligence, and we go and search houses. Persons search, we did 3,060. Vehicle search, 210. Tickets, where we are not a ticketing unit, but we have issued 6 tickets, very low, but that's okay. Mobile patrols, there are 2,310. Foot patrols, 2,941. Firearm, important and critical. We have seized 11 firearms during the 2022, because that is critical, because firearms is a weapon of choice for any gang members or any persons perpetrating crime against others. So we have taken 11 off the street. Ammunition, 222 assorted. We have 9.99mm, 10.40 and 5.45.
He said the unit has done well, however they are aiming to do better this year. The Nevis Island administration said the matter of sustainable development remains high on its agenda, and it has begun phase 2 of the Malcolm Gishad Recreational Park just after its first year in operation. According to a press release, John Hanley, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism on Nevis, gave details at a ceremony to celebrate the first anniversary. He's quoted as saying, "We have already begun work to enhance the area adjacent to the park where the restaurants and bars are located. This project, valued at US $3.3 million, is expected to be completed over the course of 16 months. Premier of Nevis, Honorable Mark Brantley, said he was happy about the expansion, saying, quote, "I'm told we would have a boardwalk, we will have some development on the beach side, we will have more parking, and we will create here a mecca for entertainment, for leisure, for people to feel comfortable and for people to enjoy themselves on the island of Nevis, and for that we are truly grateful," end quote. Mr. Hanley also explained that phase 1 of the project, which cost US $2.7 million, has gone beyond expectations in what he called a successful first year of operations. It was announced that almost 40,000 persons have visited the park since its opening, and the busiest days on the weekend. 23% were male adults, 37% were female adults, and 40% were children. The Nevis Pinnies Beach Park project was a collaborative effort between the NIA and the government and people of the Republic of China, Taiwan. On Thursday, the People's Action Movement celebrated its 58th anniversary. In a speech to mark the event, PAM political leader, Honorable Sean Richards, gave a brief history of the party's achievements and said their priority has always been the people.
Our legacy has never been about celebrating the party's wins if people are still struggling to make ends meet. Regardless of where we have been on this 58-year journey, we have always adhered to our core belief that a nation's gains start with its people. And our legacy demonstrates that our policies have always been designed to put people first by implementing visionary approaches to policy development that reap benefits for generations to come.
He said the party will play its role as opposition to ensure that decisions are taken in the best interest of the people.
Wherever we are in this country's governance structure, we will take our roles seriously. In the interests of all our people, we will challenge faulty policies. We will interrogate when necessary. And we will support whatever is good for St. Kitts and Nevis. We will always be a voice of reason and an advocate of fairness and advancement.
Mr. Richards' address critiqued various government initiatives such as the CBI dividend payouts and urged the administration to rethink their approaches for what he said was the good of the people. The Culturama Secretariat in the Nevis Island Administration has announced that registration for Culturama 49 contest is now open. Persons are invited to participate in the competitions that will be held as part of Culturama 49 celebrations. These are the Miss Culture Queen Pageant, Miss Culture Swimwear Contest, Mr. Cool Contest, Mr. and Miss Talented Youth Pageant, Soca Monarch Contest, Junior and Senior Kaiso Contest, Emancipation Juve, Road March, and Junior and Senior Street Parades. Registration forms can be collected from the Culturama Secretariat in the Cotton Ginnery Mall, Charlestown, or they can be downloaded from the Nevis Culturama Festival website at www.culturamanevis.com. Completed registration forms must be returned to the Culturama Secretariat on or before the deadline dates stated on the registration forms, or emailed to the Secretariat at culturamanevis.com. Culturama 49 will be celebrated from July 27th to August 8th.